buenos dias. Wake up, wake up. Already know, Omni Cosmic here. Today is Soulful Saturday, and one love, love your soul, not your role. Remember, speak twice. Did you say that? Listen twice and speak once. Today's Soulful Saturday. Haven't done Soulful Saturday in many Saturdays. But here we are. I hope you are doing well, and that your soul is as intact as it can be. So I'll wait a moment. I'm ready today. I'm gonna do some things. Not that you need to know that, but I'm gonna come back maybe later on, talk about something that I've been thinking about lately. Not too deeply, but something that's kind of you probably need to know, and I think you probably already do, but we might talk about it later. Maybe, I don't know. It's pretty cold outside. I got my skiff. And last we left was offerings of the dedication of the tabernacle. That is chapter 7 in Numbers. That's where we left off. And just to get it started, I am not an ordained pastor. I'm not a minister. I'm just a person reading the Bible and sharing my reading with you, so that if you are interested in that, you got somewhere to go to see, to listen, to share, and to know that there are other people who think the same way you do, or who have the same vision of what studying life is supposed to be about. Maybe not, whatever. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a sociologist. I'm not none of those gists. I'm just. You get it? I don't have many gist. I'm just. I hope you have a great Fortification Friday, and that you were able to fortify yourself with the spiritual word of Yahweh to get you through the day, and that you feel a lot better today, and you feel a lot healthier, a lot more secure in your mind, heart, and soul. I hope that you meditated, or you got a chance to meditate. I got something really cool to talk about that happened to me. I don't think I made it happen, but yesterday something really nice, really awesome happened. It was nice. It was really cool. I'll let you know. Maybe it's pretty cold outside, so if I go by the water, it's gonna be a lot colder. But yeah, I got something really neat to talk about. Really, really neat. I usually talk about it a lot, but it hasn't happened to me in a long time. And so lately I've been going, just like all of us, going through a lot of spiritual battles, or distinctions between what's going on inside of you and what is being projected onto you from outside entities. But do your best. Don't give up. Love your soul, not your role. You already know. Wake up, wake up. Okay, let's get it started. We got some people in. Hello. Buenos dias, buenos dias. I hope you are well. I hope you are healthy, and that you are taking care of yourself as much as possible. Detox your body. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you experiences. So you see this hat? See how the space is on the edge? I just want to show you an example. Look at the spaces on it. This hat used to fit me tight. Now you know where the definition fat head comes from. So if you gain weight, your head's covered in fat, so that blows up too. So look at that. So for me, it looks kind of silly, but whatever. It's the one that I have for now. So gotta do what I gotta do. So I got a couple of updates. So I am, maybe in a couple of weeks, I found my logo. So this is the intention. The logo is gonna come soon. So I'll let you know. I found it. I thought I lost it because I drew it on my device. And I don't know why I thought I misplaced it. I think I reset my device. but I was searching yesterday and I found it. So that's in the works. I'm gonna write up a plan for that. I'm gonna either employ someone from Fiverr, or there's also another group, another website that has folks. Well, there's probably many, but I use Fiverr for my banner on my what used to be my banner on my YouTube. That now it's different, and that's the one that I created using AI. The banner that I have on my YouTube channel right now, I created using AI, but I did have one previous to that that was OG gaming that was created by someone on Fiverr. So I'm gonna have that redone. I got some other stuff in line for that logo. Love the logo, created it myself. Didn't really take me long. It took me a while. I wanted to have like some kind of shield or some type of just a logo that was integrated with the idea, as well as a nice color. But the color's kind of probably going to be changed depending on what that digital creator tells me how I can use it, and in terms of background color and things like that. Because I know certain digital colors have certain reflections, or you can see, like, if it's green or blue, then it'll be when you're recording or you're live, you'll see some differences. So I'm going to discuss all of that with them. But Fiverr's not a bad place. They paid. He made me like 8 videos for my intros. I think he made outros too when I was playing video games. They were pretty cool. He made me 8 of them, and then he made me also the banner for the YouTube. He charged me like it was cheap. It wasn't that expensive. I thought it was. Let me not say cheap, because he had to do the work, but it was a good price for me with my budget when I was started playing video games on YouTube. And it was really important for me at that time. So Love Your Soul Natural is really important for me that right now, extremely important for me to come on here every morning when I can, and depending on how things are going in my life, of course, to be able to read the Bible and other books that we're going to get into in the future. Like the second one I want to read is the Sefer, the Book of Enoch. All those cool books that I've always heard about. The Gnosis, whatever it is, and a couple of other books that I'm interested in reading. But so there you go. I have some movie recommendations. I like watching movies, old school movies, free movies, most of all, that I don't have to pay like a subscription for. I'm not with paying for subscriptions. I don't. There's one subscription that I pay for, and that's on YouTube, and that's for a YouTuber that I love to watch. So, I give him like 99 cents a month. I probably don't even watch his channel that much, but he's a great person, I believe. So I'm sponsoring him, through his work. Of course, it's not really a sponsor. I don't really watch him that much. I watch him, when I'm scrolling, and he got some good stuff to say. He does some good work. So I'm supporting him. That's the only subscription that I have in terms of online subscriptions. I may do YouTube, because I'm on YouTube all the time. Not all the time, but, it's my main source of comms in terms of being on the internet. I know there are others like Rumble. I've been looking into that. Twitch. Of course, I got a Twitch account. I use that to play video games, but I'm just YouTube. I'm used to YouTube. I know there's a lot of things changing. The algorithm's changing. There are a lot of options and different types of things that you can do now. So that's pretty cool. I like when apps update, especially when you use them and what they used to have as opposed to what they have now, and things that you can do. Pretty cool. But so here, so I like movies. I know you guys know that. I told you that. Everybody likes movies. Like, who doesn't like movies, right? That's like a whatever. But there's 2 movies that I watched. One I'm still watching. This one I just finished watching on Tubi. Tubi gives you free movies, commercials, of course. Don't matter. When I was a kid, we had commercials all the time. We had not as many commercials as we have now, because, man, you got like in between, I don't know, scenes or whatever. Probably not even that. You have tons of commercials. But when I was a kid, we had maybe a minute or 2, maybe less. But now there's just commercials and commercials. It's ridiculous. So I don't mind it. It really doesn't bother me. I just turn it down, because the commercials when you hear them, they're turned up. It's like so you're watching your movie at a certain volume, and then it'll tell you, the app will tell you that there's a commercial coming up in seconds, right? That's super controlling. Like that's weird to me. But anyway, when it gets to the commercial, the volume increases and it catches your attention. Literally, that's on purpose. That for me is weird. So I turn it down when I see the commercial. I just look at the numbers. I don't watch the commercials, and then I play it again. So one movie that is really good that I just finished watching last night. I was actually took me all night to watch it because I was doing other things. I kept on rewinding it. Is The Kingdom of Heaven. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you. I can show you through here. There we go. Great movie. You must watch it if you get a chance. And tell me what you think about it when you watch it. It's a really good movie. Kingdom of Heaven. Let me show you. Here's a trailer. Trailer real quick. Let me see if I can show you the trailer.
Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Safeguard the helpless, even if it leads to your death. That is your oath. Rise a knight. Rise a knight.
What becomes of us?
The world will decide. The world always decides. A new world. A better world than has ever been seen. There, you are not what you were born, but what you have it in yourself to be. A kingdom of conscience. Peace instead of war. Love instead of hate. That is what lies at the end of crusade.
Oh, no, yeah. I'll just share the trailer. It's a good movie. You gotta watch it if you get a chance.
What you do every day, you will be a good man. What God desires is here and here. Give me all. That is what I do. Defend Jerusalem. That is your oath. The king has no need of a perfect knight.
I offer you the world.
You are a princess, and I am no lord. You have my love and my answer.
I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do that.
I go to pray. For what? For the strength to endure what is to come.
Oh, you mean the link, the movie link? Great movie if you get a chance to watch that movie, The Kingdom of Heaven. Somebody said drop the meme in the. I don't know. Let me see if I can get it. All right, here you go. Let me see. Can I reply? Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Correct. Can I put a comment in here? I don't think I can. It says top chat, live chat. Let me see all messages. I don't think I can put it in. That's weird. Can I reply to your message with the link? I don't know how to do that. Should be able to, right? That's weird. Live chat, top chat, chat viewing options. So yeah, that's the movie. It's a good movie. I watched it last night. If you get a chance, watch it. There's another movie I'm gonna review right now. Not review, but I'm gonna show you. It's an older movie, very old, kind of around the same concept. I think I watched it when I was a kid with my grandmother. Maybe it was in Spanish. I think I don't remember, but I do recall very lightly, vaguely, should I say vaguely, that I saw this movie. because when I was a kid, my grandmother's Catholic. She used to watch a lot of Catholic movies, and my grandfather used to watch a lot of cowboy movies. Now, aside from that, if you haven't watched any old school cowboy movies, watch some. Some of them are really out of control. Like you would say to yourself, they were filming this kind of stuff back then. Yeah, they were. Anyway, let's get into the second one. Let me see if I can give you a visual on the second one, which is this movie right here. Here's the other movie. This is on Tubi. Tubi shows movies for free for the moment. They have commercials. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Wake up, love your soul, not your role. Listen twice and speak once. So I'll show you the review, not the review. It's like the preview. This is the trailer. This is an old movie. If you're inclined to look up some of these actors and some of the other movies that they were in to see their influence at that time, but check this out. This is the title of the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that right now. Here you go. Give me a second. So this is called. This is commercial. Hold on. All right, this is commercial. SpongeBob movie's out. Yay! SpongeBob. Okay. Okay. It's coming up. Give me a second. Okay.
The greatest story ever told.
So the title of the movie is. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it to do the. Where is it? Come on. Oh, it's not letting me do that, so I do this. Play. Okay, the title of the movie is called The Greatest Story Ever Told. First and foremost, I want to tell you, the title tells it all in my eyes, and the way I see things, right? So the creators of this movie they're not telling you, they just read the title, The Greatest Story Ever Told. So just keep that in mind when you watch this movie. But here's the trailer. And I can't do the sideways view. It's not letting me. Here it is. Here it is.
The greatest story ever told could be the most majestic production the screen will ever have. One of the greatest motion pictures yet made. Pictorially magnificent.
Thank you.
A classic, timeless picture.
Can you guys see that? There it is.
Behold, I send my messenger, who shall prepare the way. Listen to the voice of one crying in the wilderness, one whose sandals I am worthy to carry.
That's supposed to be Jesus Christ. And now the guy's supposed to be Moses, I think. Or Joseph, one of those dudes.
Who are you? Baptize me, John.
Oh, that's John the Baptist. My bad.
James, little James. They call me little because I'm the youngest. What is your name?
Jesus.
What a great name.
That's a good name.
It's just a great name.
Thank you.
It's a good movie.
Judged her rightly. She is guilty of adultery. The law calls for her to be stoned. Yes. Let him among you who is without sin cast the first stone.
Look at that. And that's the trailer.
Lazarus.
Come forth!
What happened? Did you see? See? Jesus of Nazareth. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. Lazarus was dead. No, he's alive.
Hear the music? Very dramatic. But if you turn the music down, it's just images. That's Sidney Poitier. Don't know if you guys know who that is, but he was one of the first black actors. I wonder who he played in it. I haven't finished watching this one. I don't remember it when I was a kid either. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Emotional. The music is extremely emotional. Boom. So, the greatest story of all time in the kingdom of heaven. If you get a chance, when you get a chance, watch these movies. Now, when I say watch these movies, I don't watch movies like I used to watch movies, which has been happening to me since I began. I love to read, and one of the first books I read was Beyond the Pale Horse. I forgot his name. Let me see. Hold on. I got to get you these names. William Cooper. Beyond the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Before that, I used to read Tom Clancy. I don't know if you guys heard about him. I think he got a video, or the books of Tom Clancy written by. Is it Tom Clancy? So I used to like the spy military type of books, right? And I also used to like I think that's not even his real name. Who's the author? Yeah, he is the author. That's his. I don't think that's his real name, but anyway, Thomas Leo Clancy. So here's a picture. Here's an image of what he looks like. So when I was reading those books, and I used to go to the library a ton. So there was somebody there that used to go to the library a lot as well. So this individual used to be. I don't know. Is that right? It says it right here. Hold on. Let me see. I'll show you. Hold on. Now you're making me think about it. But I think that's the author, yeah. Yeah, I know Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty all the time, bro. I've been playing Call of Duty when y'all didn't know what Call of Duty was, even what it was. Let me see. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. Exactly my point. And if you don't, this is very minute, but if you don't know, where things come from, and then somebody tells you, I don't know. Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. I'll find out if we're talking about the same Tom Clancy. Hold on. So I'm going to put in Tom Clancy, Arthur. See what I'm saying? Exactly. And most of those things come from writers. So what I noticed when I was a kid, I used to watch movies. Most of the movies that I was watching came from books, because I used to read books. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm reading books, and then I come home a couple of weeks later, the movie comes out, and I'm watching this movie, and I go, and I'm recollecting, like, man, I've seen this, or I've heard of this, and I go, oh, that's from this book. Yeah, that used to happen to me all the time, just like it's happening to you right now. You're beside yourself to think that he's an author, but there he goes right there. Tom, I'm glad that you found this out. It says unexpected entrepreneur, but he's not. I'm going to put Arthur, because that, let me see. Tom Clancy. He's an American novelist. See, exactly, my friend. These are the things that we gotta. We're playing video games, and I love. Listen, Call of Duty. I was top notch when it first came out. Believe me when I tell you, because it wasn't that popular. There wasn't a lot of people playing. But once people started playing, we began to have a lot of competition. But we were good. Matter of fact, one of my friends still play. His name is Brooklyn Foodie, and he still play. I think he still plays. So we used to play a lot, and it was a lot of fun when it became a mass online player. I played like the storyline. But yeah, check it out. Look, let me show you. Just let me see if I can. This is on Wikipedia, but let me read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you real quick. I'm gonna send some. So here it is. Ready? This is pretty interesting, right? Exactly. This is why you got to read the Bible. The same reason. Then you go, I didn't know that. Wow, blows your mind. Right now, you know. And remember that, just by, like Socrates says, know that you know nothing. So just continue to research if you're so inclined to. But listen, check it out. Thomas Leo Clancy Jr., born April 12th, 1947, and died October 1st, 2013, was an American novelist. He is best known for his technically detailed espionage and military science storylines set during the and after the Cold War. Right? 17. Hello. Thank you for coming in. Like, share, subscribe. Then it says 17 of his novels have been bestsellers, and more than 100 million copies of his books have been sold. 100 million copies have been sold. So that's who I used to read, Tom Clancy. The guys that you play video games, there he goes. And again, I don't know if that's his real name, but that's what they're saying. So I read one of a lot of his books. Those espionage military type books were pretty big. They were pretty big, pretty long. Yeah, man. And let me see. And there was one particular book that was really long and really like, and I fell in love with that book. I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna see if I can find it. But when I was a kid, I think I read it twice. And again, it was about, like the movies that you watch now. Exactly, because he's an author. That's why you think about that. You go, wow, this story, like some video games are crap. Like, you just play video games and then the storyline is not even worth playing it. But the gameplay is good, right? But that's exactly what I said when I saw Tom Clancy, and I was like, wow, of course he wasn't the digital director and all that. He was, the author of the book, and the storyline. Yeah, the storyline is good. If you get a chance to read one of his books, do so. You will be more enthralled, I'll tell you right now, than playing the video game. Guarantee you. There's a couple of them, and so his books sold over 100 million copies. His books, listen to what I'm saying to you. His books sold over 100 million copies. That got to tell you something about, the author. But anyway, yeah, he got some great books. He got a lot of good books. So check him out if you get a chance. His books were like movies. The movies that you watch today, like Bourne, like Jason Bourne, all those espionage movies. This man has a lot to do with the technology, with the way that things go. Yeah. So check it out. Love you so natural. You already know. Listen twice, speak once. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We talked about so much, haven't even gotten to the meat of today's reading or today's I'm going to say morning affirmation, because as I've been reading, I've been seeing things in this book that has awoken me to a different spiritual level in terms of knowing what the book is about, what it's used for, the purpose and meaning for other people in this world that have read this book, that follow this book to a T. Some of them just follow what needs to be followed. That's good. That's perfect. It's a good book. The Bible. I'm talking about the Bible now. Read it if you get a chance. Take out a lot of the knowledge from what it has, because it has a lot of knowledge. It's a book of knowledge. I think it's a book of knowledge. The history and the story of the people that are in the book. If you're not an Israelite, if you don't know your bloodline, which most of us don't, then the Old Testament is really not for you. They said that Jesus Christ came in here, died for you, but I understand, and I am studied in the fact that you are Jesus Christ. You are the sacrifice. So all that stuff is about you, right? God is you. He's within you. He's not outside. He's not upstairs. He's not downstairs. Now entities that are existing in this plane, in the form of they're just like men with from other places. Guarantee you. And once you start looking at that, it sounds kind of weird, but it's not weird. Believe me. Everything up is down and everything down is up. I guarantee you that. So I'll tell you maybe later today. It's kind of nippy outside. It's nippy. That I had a great event happen to me yesterday. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. Okay, do your chores. That's a good person. Yeah. I just bye. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Love your soul, not your role. Yeah, I read books, man. I read books, and I'm really into. I like history a lot too. The history is really really eye opening when you see what the level of. I don't really want to talk about it, but the level of our entire world, how it's run, what we think, what we're doing. That all that comes from this history. This is one of the oldest history books, one of the oldest books, not the oldest, but it's up there that we have translated. It's been, it's convoluted. There's a lot of information that doesn't belong there. But if you are, sound mind, and you can, because some people read this, I'm telling you, I was reading this, man, and I was reading other books and looking at things of what, what's going on, and it can drive you crazy. It can. It really can. But you have to put it together in your own philosophy, right? You can't enforce it on others. But again, yeah, I read all that stuff, man, and I do it because I'm interested in it, right? There's another book that I'm going to put you on to that is wonderful. This is a book I read not too long ago. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's all the same. If you come down and you understand it, it's all the same. It's all the same story. Every nation, every country, it's all the same story. It has nothing to do with human beings at all. But we'll find out about that later. What we want to do right now is we want to focus on loving our soul and our role, so we can get to that point, so that we can discern and understand. Those words seem to be popularized. Okay, seem to be popularized in the metaphysical society, right? The metaphors that go, you got to understand. But words are powerful, so you utilize those words like Yahweh and God and Jesus Christ and the devil. Those words, when you use them, have a powerful impact on your reality. So this is what I'm doing. I'm unraveling my reality. My reality was set for me. I was conditioned to be this way, to have a certain, like a robot. Snapped out of it, like, hold up, wait a minute, this is not for me. This is not, wait. I'm not really living my life. And to live your life, aside from everything else, aside from the wave, it's no joke. It's very difficult. It's very time consuming. But you will acquire the energy from Yahweh. He'll give you the energy. Believe me. I've been up for a couple of days. I haven't been able to sleep. Yesterday, I had the most beautiful thing happen to me. No, I don't go to church. Today's church, Sabbath. Sunday is a day for relaxation. It's in the Bible. I don't go to church on Sundays. But if you do, awesome. It's a good place to go. Good people to meet. Right? You can congregate, which is cool. But no, I don't. This is my church. It's today. And, like I like to tell people, the church is your body. The temple is your body. It's not a physical place. Those have different names. They just, how do you say that? Flip-flop them on us. Because there's a lot of deviation, a lot of deviousness going on in trying to control people. So they call it the narrative, right? Everybody, the narrative, or whatever. If you begin to read and you begin to learn and you begin to, with a clean mind and pure heart as much as you can, without influences from outside, but you got to have some guidance. You got to look at somebody like, somebody that you admire. And how do you admire them? What have they done to influence your life? So you go and you check them out and you read about, books that they've read and things that they said. And you take stuff and you apply it to your life. And some of the stuff you can just let go because it's not meant for you. But that's how you got to discern the difference between, should I walk this way, talk this way, or be this way? Is it good for me? Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because all in all, in the Bible tells you there's a creator. You listen, there is one. Right? I like to call him the I like what they use in I think it's the Vikings. They call him the All Father. Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying going to church is not. If you're in the right one, you are absolutely. Listen, I'm gonna give you a real quick background. My father's a pastor, and he's a Pentecostal. I don't know if you know about like religions. There's a lot of religions, a ton, but they all boil down to the same thing. Some of them are more, stringent. Some of them are more relaxed. Some of them are more, worldly, circular. They're all different. The denominations is what they call them. Denomination. Just picture that. However, so I've gone to church. I've gone to some churches where I felt so good about myself, and when the guy was speaking, or the woman was speaking, usually it's men, right? But when they're speaking and you come in and you're in a certain state in your life that you have to go into a church to realign yourself, then this obviously you're imbalanced. You're out of balance. And so when someone says something and let's just call it the universe, the one song, right? Is coming to you and saying, hey, right, you need this. Now you just live, somebody told me the less you think, the more holy you are. The less that you think, the more in tune with the universe that you are. So Now the book of knowledge, now the eating the apple, and now you know things, and now everything in life is all complicated. The less you think, the more you are in tune with Yahweh. Picture that. So church is good. I'm not saying it's not. I just don't do it Sundays. But it's good. It's a good place to meet people, good place to do things, activities. Absolutely. I agree. But, in terms of being in line with what Yahweh says is important if you're able to discern the difference between someone attempting to guide you into the wrong path and information that's giving you your heart is as light as a feather. There's a big difference. But church is good. I don't see anything wrong with that. Sometimes I go on Wednesdays, they have Bible studies. So we talk about certain things. I was going to show you something. Oh, here's a book that you might want if you haven't read it. Okay. Now, this book took me a really long time to read it. And I just read it. I didn't study it, right? Studying and reading, of course, we know. I hope that we do. It's two different things, right? You're studying something, you look into it, you disseminate it, you take it to a different level. You're like a scientist with it when you study it. When you read it, you just read it, leisure. But when you want to know something and understand something and possibly make that something grow, then that's studying, right? So here's a book. It took me a long time to read this book. And I'm going to read it again. Here's the book. Do you see that? That's a book that I read. It's like, let me see how many pages. 736 pages, which is nothing. I mean, I know people that read 5,000 pages, but it's a really big book. Okay, I'll do that for you. They have the hardcover, the soft cover, and his name is Manly P. Hall. Give me a second. Here you go. Let me know when you got it. I usually say the secret teaching of all ages, but it's just of all time, but it's just of all ages. You got it? Cool. It's a good read. Now it's not a read, you can't just sit down and read it. I mean, I did though, right? Because at that point in time, I was just reading voraciously, like just reading this, reading that, reading this, reading that. It was like, so too much at one time, just, and I just lost it. Literally, I lost it. I was like, whoa, this is too much. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Forget about it. Done with rabbit holes. Done with conspiracy theories. Done with that. I'm reading. I'm learning on my own. I'm looking at stuff with my own two eyes. Observing is the best way of you evolving. Love your soul, not your rule. You already know. Listen twice, speak once. Okay, I haven't even gotten to the. So again, I'm changing the way I title things on purpose because it needs to be done on purpose. Books and things were created on purpose, right, for a certain reason. So my certain reason is to have liberty within my mind, my heart, and my stomach, literally, away from what has been toxic in all forms of frequencies, mental, physical, emotional, and we'll get into that personal stuff later. But thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the discussion. Really cool, right? Today's Sabbath. We learned about things. We did movies. We did 2 movies that are interesting, a couple of books, couple of authors. And of course, there's a lot of others that I watch and I listen and I read. There's a lot more that I'm going to be doing in terms of figuring it out, right? on our own, and again, don't listen to me. Don't follow anyone. Educate yourself, right? With what is what is good for you. You say, that's good for me. I like that, right? You know, like there was something that I said the other day that somebody used to tell me a long time ago. There was no one more in control of me than me. Let me do that. There is no one more in control of me than me. That's like probably the best phrase I've ever heard in a while. Why can't you subscribe? I don't understand that. That's weird. And you can find, listen, I want to tell you guys something. You unlimit yourself by going, and this may seem a little prehistoric for you that have a cell phone all the time, a beacon of where you at all the time. That's okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's not me. Keep on trying. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here maybe Monday, maybe mañana. That's okay. Maybe they block people from subscribing. I don't know. But yeah, that's cool. It's all good. What can I do about it? I'm not gonna, and I get it. I'm not gonna, block myself from, talking and reading the Bible. So sorry you can't do that. Write to YouTube, ask him why. It's the best I can say. But go ahead, do it. I'll be here. I'm here Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, in the morning. I try to be anyway. If I can get some sleep, I've been, again, staying up late, unable to sleep. Like I work, so I got to go to sleep early. And then I wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up all day. But I'll find stuff to do since I'm up at that time. Usually it's just kind of sitting there and kind of like wondering, right? Like, why am I up right now? And I don't try to get on the phone, or, I mean, I do. After a while, it's like, I got to get on the phone or do something. But, my mind is convoluted with invasive frequencies. Right now, it's a lot more clear. I used to have ear ringing all the time. I used to, it was insane. It was like I was stuck in the middle of a lot of people like to call it a reset. I mean, I was stuck in the middle of a spiritual battle, basically. And I was like, listen, man, something got to give. And that's me. I got to give up that pride. I got to give up that, that ego. And it's still there. I'm still, a man, right? So the battle is real. But when you have a misunderstanding, miseducation about what life really is, right? And why you're here. That's not why you're here. Everything just is. You don't see trees asking them until like, why am I here? Or bees. We don't know that, but I don't think so, because they're in unison. They're all in unison. They're all in the universe. They're all together. They're all, they're all functioning with this instant, a symbiotic relationship to keep Mother Earth, alive and happy, and it is what it is. This is where we are right now. Wherever you get to when you're done here, does this information matter? Right? Does this information that we're discussing right now really matter? Who knows? Nobody knows. I know one thing. I know it does put you in a box of a certain understanding that won't allow you to expand your mind unless you do it on your own. Nobody in control of you wants you to have an expanded mind. No. Not even your wife. If you're married and you're like, right? And you're like, she doesn't want you to expand your mind. She wants you to be her slave, and that's all well and do. And you need to be her husband, which is kind of the same thing. So does she. So you don't want her to expand her mind and go outside of what you guys are. Because once that begins to happen, now you don't do it together, then there's going to be a conflict of understanding, right? No, you're still doing things this way. You're not growing. I'm not growing. So you got to do it together. If you guys are understanding or actually a unit, actually one, then you guys can shoot off in that sense. Okay, so let's do this, man. Let's go and see if I can do today's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Let me see. Let me check something. Let me. I don't know if I can see you. Let me go here. I'm checking something. Let me see if that's true. Sorry about that. That is not mine. That's not mine. It was somebody else's channel. Okay. All right. Thanks. What's your handle? I got Theodore recently at Mimi Shabal 1975. Dude Birdie, Kirsty Jacobs. I don't know if this thing goes from recent to latest. So latest. Okay, I'm on latest. So the latest subscribers I got here is Theodore F8N. So if you were there, it would show up in that list. More data. Okay, let me go here. All right, so this is what I'm going to use now. I'm switching everything up. This is Saturday Surrender and Release, a universal affirmation. All right. A universal affirmation, a breath and the promise of on this Saturday morning, a day set aside for rest and renewal. I choose to surrender the burdens of the week that is past. Release. So this is a release. Yeah, surrender and release. That was surrender. And here's release. The anxiety of things I could not control, the self-criticism and judgment I placed upon myself. This is the release portion of today's affirmation. The unfinished tasks that demand my attention, I set them down for now. I affirm that I have done enough. I honor the effort and energy expected this week. This one is intention and acceptance. And I just wrote this yesterday. I use was it yesterday? Oops. I use Gemini to help me do this stuff. So some of the stuff may not sound, so clean, but clean it up as I go. Okay, this is intention and acceptance. So remember, a lot earlier I said that what you say is very important. What you say is very important. What you say is very important. I can't stress that enough. That makes me want to cry sometimes because people say things that really, really, really affect, everything that you are, everything that you want, everything that you need by allowing other people's reflection to other people's, or other things to influence, what you are trying to accomplish in your own self. So words are very important. They're very powerful. Believe me when I tell you. And it tells you in the Bible. How did God make this place? With words. Okay, so I open myself to the flow of peace and the present moment. I acknowledge that everything is unfolding as it should. I trust in the wisdom of the universe and the inherent goodness within myself and others. May my mind be still, my body be at rest, and my spirit be refreshed. I choose acceptance over resistance, ease over striving, and joy over worry. I am safe, I am enough, I am free. And so it is. Notice the difference between of how you're choosing to say these words as opposed to begging something else to change your perspective, to change your current situation. Right? When you have this affirmation, which I used to do this affirmation with this guy every morning on YouTube. I loved it because he was like, "Good morning," right? And I like that. I think that's so soothing. Like early in the morning, you wake up instead of watching the news with everybody bang bang, countries and all this. This affirmation dude, and I know his name. I'm gonna probably share him. It was amazing. So I'm listening to this affirmation stuff. I'm reading this book, and I'm like, you know, I'm stuck in the middle, but I'm not stuck in the middle anymore. After yesterday, believe me, I'm not stuck in the middle. I was hardly ever stuck in the middle, but when I allowed others, when I allowed things that I thought would make me feel like I had a life, I let that take me away from what really is giving me life, which is me, my understanding, my love of all of the things that make me me. Yeah, be me. No, not you. You be you. Okay, so that was really nice. That was today. That's for today. You too. God bless. Love you so natural. Take care. Thank you for joining. Thank you for trying to subscribe. I don't know what happened to that, but maybe another time. But come in. I'll be here in the mornings. You have a great day. Get some rest. Okay, so that was nice. That was pretty different from what I usually do, which was like the surrender prayer, and again finding in your way, finding your path. There has to be some type of. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Same to you. Thank you very much. And as I've learned throughout my short span here on Earth, about 50 years, a lot of pains, right? A lot of ups and downs, a lot of a lot of knowledge bumps. I like to call them back in the day, knowledge bumps. You don't know, you better ask somebody. I used to have this older friend. He was a really cool older guy. He was a local junkie, basically. Cool guy. His name was Bruce. And he used to always have these sayings. Like, I don't know where he got these sayings from. Like, he was extremely hilarious. Very, very funny guy. Really cool dude. He was especially funny because we used to, I lived in the projects, but we used to hang outside, play basketball. He used to come around. And he used to say, you don't know, you better ask somebody. He'll do something like, knowledge bump, boop. So he was a pretty funny guy. So those are the kind of things that stuck with me because even though seemed like he was always, I mean, this guy was a mover though, man, but it seemed like his life was in shambles, but he was okay with it. You know what I mean? When you see somebody and you think that their life is in shambles, but you talk to them and they're doing good, that gives you inspiration, right? It gives me, I'm like, man, this guy, seems to me, in my perspective, he's all messed up. His life, he's living on the street, he's doing drugs, but when you talk to the guy, he's up. Maybe because of course he's induced with whatever, he's ingesting, or maybe he just, that's just how he is, and he needs that extra stimulation to keep him afloat because life is so boring for him or her. You got to look at it sometimes in that sense. But I met a lot of folks, man. When I was a kid, they used to tell me, some really cool sayings that I love to repeat today because, I don't know, it gives me some sense of awareness repeating those things that they used to tell me when I was a kid, which was always good. They always were well intentioned. They just had such a high frequency that they couldn't land where we were because it was not for them. And unfortunately there was no other outlet for that creativity that they had bundled up inside. Well, here you go. Saturday, Wednesday. I know I had something else on here, but it didn't save. All right, so I had a poem. I had a poem, didn't I? Thursday, Friday. That's Saturday. Let me check something here. I had a poem, but I can't find it right now. do this. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I created a poem with I like using Gemini for that stuff. But I thought I saved it to the phone, but I don't see it. Oh, no, that's image. These are all old. Oh, I think this is it. Let's see. No, that's the image. Go back here. All right, that was the daily intention. I think that's what I'm going to call them now. Daily intentions. That sounds better. But let me try to see if I can. Let me see. All right, here's a quick one. And I just put some information in there and it gives me. So this is a Saturday poem. Check it out. The alarm clock sleeps, its duty done. A gentle start beneath the sun. No hasty dash, no morning race. A quiet, slow, and lovely pace. That's kind of fast, right? The coffee's steaming rich and deep, while hurried thoughts are put to sleep. A stack of books, a comfy chair, a welcome absence of all care. The week's tight knot begins to fray as freedom greets the Sabbath day. So breathe it in, this precious boon, from quiet morn to afternoon. Bingo. That's today's Saturday poem. Saturday Morning Light, done with Gemini AI. So let's do this. Let's see if I can go here. I know this phone has a place that apps. Let's see, notes. That's not what I want. Let me see files. I'm trying to save this poem that we just wrote, and I used to have this section called notes, and now it's just really difficult to even try and, because it's like an online app that's connected and gives me, like commercials and all that crazy stuff. So I want to have like an internal notes section, but it's not allowing me to. So I'm just gonna go to maybe these right here. Let's do Word. I'm gonna use Microsoft because I want to use everything in Google though, because then I got stuff here and there. You know what I mean? It's just, I like to have stuff in. Of course, everybody would like to have that, but let me go to Drive. Let me see if I can save it in Drive. Okay. Google Slides, Google Sheet, Google Docs. Bingo. So let's do it. What? I need to be able to clean this stuff. Anyway, so there you go. Happy Soulful Saturday. I'm out of here. It's 9 o'clock. Thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. We will do numbers later, but since we talked about so much, that was pretty cool. We were able to talk about some movies or some books, which is not bad. So this is taking forever. Let's see, open. Okay. All right, I saved it here because titled. All right, I saved it there. Okay, so I gotta go. So later I'm gonna do all right, love your soul, natural rule. Listen twice, speak once. Elevate yourself any way you can, any level, and on every level. Especially acá arriba, en la mente. Dios me lo bendiga. Have a wonderful day. Love your soul, natural rule. Wake up, wake up. See you on the next one.